The price of houses here has outperformed those in the rest of the cities in the UK, according to a survey carried out by Halifax. Armagh has recorded the biggest increase in property prices of any UK city since September 2002. Libby Clark's managing director of Joyce Estate Agents in the city of Armagh. And we're also joined by Jonathan Davis, who's a chartered financial planner in the City of London. And he's a spokesperson for the website housepricecrash.co.uk. We'll come to that in a moment, but first to Libby. Libby, what's been happening in Armagh? What about prices there?
It's been exciting times in this area. We have seen fantastic growth. I mean, we've really grown out of our skin, as your figures have shown over the last number of years, but we had room to do that. The percentages you're showing from Halifax are... in terms of growth, we were behind our cousins on the mainland, and we have great wealth and industry and economic potential in Ireland. And people could see that. Investors and home buyers have put their money where their mouth is.
So how about, give us an example of say, a typical terraced house maybe somewhere in Armagh. How much has that gone up in the last few years?
We would have seen those easily have been able to pick up maybe 3-4 years ago in the region of 65,000, and now we're probably at the level of in around 180,000 or so for those.
I mean, that's a huge rise, isn't it? And I mean, it's great if you happen to own one, but if you're a young person, you're a first-time buyer, you're trying to get your first house, it just puts it outside your reach, doesn't it?
It does, and one of the main reasons behind it is that the planning process in Ireland can take anything up to 4 years to get your housing development through planning, so that means that the houses just aren't available. They're in the planning process. If we can get them out the other end, we will see more availability.
Well, I suppose one of the questions people ask is, can it last? Jonathan Davis, I think you feel that it can't.
Oh, there's absolutely no way that it can. Indeed, it's not. It's really funny to me to hear Halifax estate agents shouting about how much house prices in Northern Ireland have risen, because only on the 4th of October, Halifax, the bank, said that there was a decline in house prices in Northern Ireland by 3.2% in September alone. So, of course, it's the case that prices in Northern Ireland have risen dramatically in the last 10 years, primarily from Dublin money and over-speculation, but it is reversing rapidly right now.
That's the problem, isn't it, or the possible problem as far as this is concerned? I mean, do you see that happening now, Libby, that things have slowed down, that houses are taking longer to sell, that people are maybe more reluctant to go down that route?
Yeah, but I do think it was rather naive if anybody thought we could keep going at the accelerated pace that we were at. It was a honeymoon, we've enjoyed it, and now we're back to business, normal business. We're selling to first-time buyers versus investors last year, and we're in chains of 4 and 5 houses to knock down a sale. It's taking longer. It's back to regular estate agent business, and the honeymoon was great, but like every honeymoon, it has to come to an end.
But is it ending with a bang, or is it a soft landing?
No, we've been working up to it for a few months now. These probably the figures, although they've come out now, they're not actually that new. They're something that have been dominating Ulster's press for the last few months. So we're back to basics,
right.
Really.
Jonathan, do you think it'll be a soft or a hard landing? It does seem to have just kind of planed, perhaps, at the moment.
Northern Ireland has house prices have risen faster than any region in Great Britain over the last 10 years, and simply as a result of that, Northern Ireland prices will fall faster and more than all the other regions in Britain. I'm forecasting around a 50% fall in Northern Ireland prices over the next 4 to 6 years.
Gosh, so that's a bit of a scary note. I think I just have to go back briefly to Libby. Do you think that will happen, Libby?
No, not at all. People are always well educated that you can never have a better investment than bricks and mortar, but Some people, everybody likes a sensational story, but it's not going to continue at a 50% drop in Northern Ireland.
Can I say something?
Very briefly, yeah.
Prices have risen 400%, and yet to suggest that they can fall 50%, it's poo-pooed as irrational. It's not irrational, it's entirely rational.
OK, well, Jonathan Davis, Libby Clark, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much indeed.